I've been involved, as you know, numerous factors, very cross-culturally, even here in Iowa. I was, for a season, the VP for DEI. My approach on DEI is very different than I think many people's perspectives on it. I don't believe in a top-down change. I believe in an integration of change of culture. It takes more time, but it's the idea of loving your neighbor, knowing your neighbor, getting to appreciate them, learn from them, and again, create that ecosystem.
Mm-hmm. Well, in DEI for you, it's not just what you look like. It's more like looking at you, you're like, oh, you're from Iowa, cool, whatever. But it's like the depth of cultural exposure you've had across the whole world your whole life. Like it's deeper than what you look like and present to the world. It's like it's in your bones. It's how you are. It's what you eat. It's how you talk. It's all those things. So that's a super cool perspective to bring to it.
Yeah. No, and I can't. That's just kind of like anybody, and this is one thing about identity and culture. Anybody, you can't be who you aren't. You are who you are. Part of who you are is the fabric of your environment. And you can choose to change your environment. You can choose, and culture is such an evolving thing. And that's one thing I've always been very clear is like someone creates a certain genre of music. It's, that's from that culture. It's embraced by that culture. But then other people hear that music and they're like, I like that. But then they take it and they adapt it to their own culture. And then someone else takes it and, it keeps evolving and you end up with like rock and roll to rock to hard rock to, and it just keeps,
Yep.
You get my point.
Well, and it's some people state claim on like, unless you live in a rural area, you can't listen to country, or unless you're black, you can't listen to rap music. It's like people try to put these gates on it. It's like, it's a melting pot. The world is everything can ebb and flow and move. And I think that's the interesting thing, because if that approach was taken, then it's like, well, then jazz wouldn't have evolved to what is hip hop music now. Because if it would just like, oh, it's just only these people play this type. It's like, no, it's all, anyone can enjoy it. And if you can tap your foot to it,
I know,
enjoy it. It's like it's part of that whole experience.
It is. And I think the biggest compliment to any culture is when someone else takes it and adopts it as their own or evolves. It evolves.